Hi, everybody. I want to review some things we went over in week 2, specifically the visual elements. The visual elements are things that, since the Renaissance and before, artists have used to give us illusions of things, especially when we look at representational art like this. Keep in mind, this is not a pipe, this is not a pickup truck. This is not a pregnant lady. These are not babies and mothers. This is not a couple in love. What we are given in illusions sometimes seem so real, but keep in mind that they're not. And the artists who control these are sometimes exceptional. Let's look at some of the visual elements we covered. Space in the painting on the left, by Richard Estes. Here is the vanishing point. We can see that in the photograph very clearly on the left, where the edges of the sidewalk get closer and closer together as they get farther and farther away. Photography is exceptional for demonstrating that aspect of space. Texture is another element we covered. Actual texture in the cup, you can see that's not inviting. The painting on the right by Van Eyck is very smooth, but we see the brush, the wood, the crumpling paper on the wall. Those things seem to have texture controlled by the artist. Shapes, forms. We have some very specific, especially geometric shapes in the Matisse painting on the right. In our painting, The Village and I, on the left, they're a little softer, more organic shapes, but there are shapes used quite nicely as it is. Line, of course, we have some lines in a Japanese rock garden on the right, and in a sculpture on the left. It's a very linear sculpture. When viewed in a certain way, they look like a drawing of lines. Color certainly is one of the more powerful visual elements. We see that in Chihuly's blown glass on the left in this ceiling piece, in a painting in the middle, very primary bright colors, and on the right we see a monochromatic piece, that is primarily one color, and a lot of lines as well, very linear, but something we call monochromatic. Now I want to show you something about color. We have on the right CYMK, where cyan, magenta, and yellow are the primaries. And in this one on the left, an RGB model. We can take and demonstrate how that works in Photoshop. When all three colors are combined, we get white. If I take one out like the blue, the white goes away. Where green and red are mixed, we get yellow. Where green and blue are mixed, we get cyan. Where red and blue are mixed, we get magenta. Again, all three colors combined give us white. In a CYMK or subtractive color system, like your digital printers, all three primary colors give us black. We can demonstrate that again. If I take the cyan out, where the yellow and magenta overlap, we get red. Cyan and yellow give us green. Cyan and magenta give us blue. And again, all three colors combined will make black. That's how your printers work. The RGB is how your monitor, your digital projectors, cameras, all of those things, your TV set, all work on that color model. So it's a very important one to learn these days, and certainly one that is being used right now in the video you're watching. If you have any questions about any of these things we covered this past week, by all means, let me know.